Livepeer. So, Livepeer is one of the first streaming, live streaming services. Not even one of it, the first live streaming service built via blockchain. Got up and running more than 6 years ago, and we're now taking a look at where this can land in terms of price in this bull cycle. I'm going to be kind of conservative, but I will talk about what could catapult this to a new all-time high as well. Before I get into it though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos I showed myself buying up these coins. I expected that they were going to make a lot of cash. And you can see what they were worth when I recorded the videos, as well as the highs that they hit in under 18 months. And these are what your profits would have been if you'd have popped $100 into these coins when I released the videos. And if you'd have done that for all 26 and then sold them after a year and a half, your profits would have been around 123 grand, which is not too bad. Now, I sold these, but I share the coins that I own on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So when I find a crypto that I think is going to make me a lot of cash, I jump onto the site, I tell my members what coin is that I'm looking at, what profits I think it can have, and what money I'm putting in. Members can copy along exactly. This means they make the exact same profit as me, but the obviously nice added bonus there is they don't have to do any work at all, which is why we have thousands of members on the site. Is they're making great money in crypto, but they're not having to know anything about crypto. And if you want to see what the members have made, that's on the site. If you also want to see what I've said in the past, that's also on the site. It's also on the history of this channel. We are currently having a little bit of a pullback in the markets. This is probably the perfect time to start sorting out your portfolio before the Bitcoin halving. If you're not happy with your portfolio, not sure about it, then check out copymycrypto.com, because that may well be able to help you with it. So Livepeer. So, like I said, it's been up and running for quite a while. It was formed in 2017, or at least that's when the white paper and stuff came out. And Livepeer is the first live video streaming network protocol that's fully decentralized. They aim to be a viable blockchain-based alternative to centralized broadcasting solutions. And as they stated in the official white paper, the live video streaming and broadcasting industry is growing at a rapid rate, and we obviously know that to be true. The growth in Twitch, the growth in streaming services in general have been absolutely staggering over the past, sort of decade. Really, we've seen incredible growth and Livepeer trying to introduce that level of decentralization effectively can introduce also a level of censorship resistance. And we are in a sort of situation, particularly with streaming services or with social media, even, that there is a sort of heavy censorship around what is said. So Livepeer having that decentralization element should, in theory, provide the freedom to sort of be censorship resistant. Now, it's founded by Doug Petkanics and Eric Tang, and they both sort of met at was it Clickable? I think they met at Clickable. Oh no, they teamed up and co-founded Hyperpublic, and then the duo worked together on Wildcard and later on Livepeer. Now, Livepeer has a few real strong pluses. The circulating supply being tiny as one, comparatively to a lot of coins out there. 31 million, nice and low. All-time high, however, is $100. And that was done in the last bull cycle. This peak here, around November. And they've got some decent partnerships, Livepeer. There's a lot of there's some radio stations that are utilizing their platform. They've got some streaming platforms that utilize their infrastructure. They have actually got quite interesting partnerships there. However, they are kind of limited in terms of reach. As of right now, they are probably one of the leaders in terms of the blockchain realm and video delivery. Obviously, Theta can sort of come into that. However, it's not the same thing. But Livepeer's platform offers pay-as-you-go content consumption, auto-scaling social video services, uncensorable live journalism, and video-enabled dApps. Now, interestingly, actually, I think the area that they could actually be really rather successful is opening up to a number of the sort of journalists, quote unquote journalists, that are that have been sort of blacklisted from mainstream media, and whether that's for right or wrong reasons, whether it's morally acceptable or not. A number of the journalists that are sort of working independently and working by themselves have a pretty significant following. And actually, I think that's where we could see strength and development and growth for Livepeer, is if Livepeer were reaching out to some of the journalists that have been sort of, like I say, removed from or no longer work for some of the big conglomerates within the media industry or the news media industry. That could actually bring a lot of the fans, etc. there. And to be honest with Livepeer's sort of best approach here is to target for growth, I mean, right? Because as of right now, yes, there's like a few stations and whatnot that are using them, but for significant growth and price-wise and platform-wise and exposure-wise, targeting the individuals that have big followings that are banned from certain places, whether it's like YouTube or I don't know, Twitch or whatever, might be the way to go. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's necessarily like the specific marketing angle I'd take, but what you want is high exposure to your product and to your coin. If you're looking for price appreciation, if you're looking for overall development, obviously this is not the angle. But if you're looking for high exposure, you should be like Livepeer should be targeting individuals. For example, I'm not saying him specifically, but Andrew Tate would be a good example of it, in the sense of he has had a lot of his social media banned, but an uncensorable landscape like Livepeer could be the perfect outlet, and a partnership in that sort of realm would bring the fans of Tate across. Now, I'm not saying he's the guy, but I'm saying he's a very good example of the sort of area that Livepeer can go here to get exposure. Because as of right now, the people within crypto there might be plenty of people that are watching this vid that know about Livepeer. However, people outside of crypto don't. And the way to get wider exposure, particularly to retail, who are the ones that start moving the markets in the heavy-duty bull cycle, the fans of those kind of characters would become interested, would probably invest. And from a financial element, from a simply how do we push the price action higher, from a exposure standpoint, that's a perfect sort of approach. In terms of wider growth, one thing Livepeer should really be trying to nail down is any sort of leading streaming platform that requires a level of decentralization, or one that could, in theory, save a lot of money through streaming by utilizing the decentralized computing power of the network. Which again, we've seen Theta, how that works very, very well. And a similar process could work with Livepeer. Again, you know, a landing of a Twitch as an example, I mean, this is huge, and they're not going to land Twitch, but as an example, would be perfect, and it would see huge growth in price. Now, Livepeer has a couple of things going for it. Actually, as of right now, look, it's not done too badly in terms of price. I do think there's still a rally here. I think $50 is the first initial target. That's half of its all-time high. And it may be able to crack its previous all-time high of $100. I think it's kind of unlikely right now, but with any one of the scenarios I've presented as potential growth realms, if any of those things were to happen, I think we would see unprecedented growth in Livepeer. We'd see significant moves. Now, it is worth noting, Livepeer have no chance of an exchange bounce. Binance and Coinbase are already there, as well as KuCoin. So it isn't going to get a listing bounce. So the growth has to come from retail interest. Or obviously, you know, a significant, and the retail interest is either occurs through fandom of, say, a character, an internet character, or through, like I say, the landing of a significant platform. Unless either of those things happen, I think chances of breaking the all-time high are reduced quite a lot. I think there is a realm where this can hit, you know, 120, 130 bucks. But again, I think one of those scenarios needs to take hold. If it doesn't, I think probably going to struggle to break its previous high. It might go as high as 80 or 90 bucks, but yeah. As of right now, I'm not convinced unless I see that sort of surge, whether it's a journalist, whether it's an internet personality or whatever, but you got to bring retail interest in. And I think right now it's not. But if they just focused on development and they've got a 5-year plan, then that may well work out. But from a marketing standpoint, that's where I would be looking at. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Do you think it can do more than 100? Let me know. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this coming bull cycle, then all you have to do is go to copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share with my members the coins that I own. Anytime I find a crypto that I think is going to make me a lot of cash, I get in on it. So I jump onto my site, tell my members about the coin that I'm going to buy, the profits it can have and the money I'm putting in, and they can copy along exactly, meaning they'll make the exact same profit as me, but obviously they don't have to do any work, which is why we have thousands of members on the site, because they're making great money in crypto without having to do any work at all. And if you do want to see what the members have made, that's on the site. If you want to see what I've said in the past, that's also on the site. It's also on the history of this channel. It's public record, so you can verify it all. If you're not happy with your portfolio, if you don't feel like you've got it sorted, now is the time, because we've having a little bit of a pullback, and we might have that for a couple of weeks before the halving. And then, you know, the halving as the last 3 bull cycles would probably be the big catalyst to get things rolling even more. So if you're not happy with your portfolio or any of that, check out copymycrypto.com, because it may well be able to help you out, guys. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.